All right, so I'm excited about this video today because I have recently gotten into running as detailed in some of my earlier videos or a couple videos ago. And it's been an interesting experience or journey to the point in which I'm at now. I just signed up for my first race, so I'm really excited about that. It's not a half marathon, it's not a full marathon. We don't need to go into the details of how long I'm running. I just signed up for my first race though, so amped about that. Um, a little bit of backstory of, I guess kind of what led up to this point. I grew up in a competitive family. I remember my cousins always coming over, and when we kick it, it was always like, oh, we got wrestling matches going. We got backyard Olympics going, so we're doing relay races around the backyard, so on and so forth. And I remember I had some cousins that used to always smoke us in a foot race, and every time they would leave, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna train and I'm gonna get better. So next time they come, I'm gonna be that much faster, and we're gonna get them one day. And to be honest, we never did, but it did kind of turn into a competitive spirit against them that led me to be faster than a bunch of the other kids that I would race against, right? And honestly, leading all the way up until high school, so on and so forth. When you're in elementary school and you have those field days and you're out there and you're racing for those ribbons. For those that experienced that, I may be dating myself. They don't do that anymore, I don't think. But used to race for a first place, second, third place ribbon, and used to stack them things up and pin them to yourself at the end of field day. And it felt good, but that was about the extent of it. After leaving those years of my life, I did run by playing basketball, so on and so forth, but that's about the only running I was going to get, is if the coach made us do laps, or if we had to do 110s or something like that, then I'd find myself running. Well, go figure, I find myself joining the Marine Corps, and one of the things that is required of you is to be able to run. And when you go to enlist, your initial strength test requires you to run 1.5 miles. But once you are officially a Marine, you are required to run 3 miles. Well, in order to max out the score for your physical fitness test, you have to be able to run 3 miles in less than 18 minutes. And early on, it was one of my goals. I was like, I'm doing that. It's going to happen. And I think I initially was running 21s, 22s, and bit by bit, I chip away at that. And I remember having this glorious moment where the night before going on going to do a physical fitness test, I watched the movie 300, and I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, like, I'm amping myself up. I'm all hyped up. I can't sleep that night because I'm like, tomorrow's going to be the day that I'm going to get it. And we wake up for PT, and as I'm leaving, all my boys that are not in the same platoon as me, they're on the catwalk because they're getting ready to go PT too. And I'm like, yo, I'm about to go get it, boys. And they're all hyping me up. So on top of the fact that I watched the movie 300, so testosterone was through the roof. My boys are hyping me up on the balcony like, we about to get it. I go out there and I crush it. I run a 300 PFT, so I run a sub 18. I think I ran a 17:55, so barely crossed the threshold, but I did it. And from that moment on, I was like, this is the standard. Like, I can't run anything less than a 300. I have to max out this PT score every single time. And I did for like 5 years. I ran 300s every time I could, or had to run a physical fitness test. And then I started to get lazy. I started to party a little bit, and that feat started to become less important to me than it was previously. So fast forward to where I am now in my life, and it's one of those things where I never expected to reignite a passion for running, because it never really was a passion to begin with. It was just kind of something that started to spark because I had a competitive nature. But now I look at it and I'm like, okay, I'm reigniting a passion that I didn't know I had because I didn't know I was enjoying the actual activity of. So I say all that to say I've gotten back into running by way of doing a 30-day challenge with one of my good friends, and now I've been running consistently. And the whole purpose of this video is for y'all to rate my shoe rotation and see what y'all think about the shoes that I have in regular rotation. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little out of pocket with my shoe purchasing. My wife, she has, every time I come in with a new pair of shoes, she's like, how much running you planning on doing? And I'm like, all of it, right? So either way, I'm going to show you 3 of the pairs that I have and an honorable mention. And I love to hear what y'all feel about the shoes that I've decided to run in. Now, first and foremost, as I was running those sub 18 minute 3 miles, I had no knowledge that there's a whole run game behind, like a training regimen that you can do or should do, certain types of shoes that you should or could wear in order to enhance your performance. I was oblivious to this all. So now at the age of 38, as I get back into it, I'm like, okay, what are the mechanics that I need to reintroduce and to know properly? What regimen do I need to follow? And then on top of that, what shoes? So as I started doing some digging, the first shoe that I ended up buying as my legit my running shoe, this is my daily, is this. And I feel like I'm gonna get some criticism for it because I've read plenty of forums about it, but this right here is my daily runner. This is the New Balance Rebel V5. Now, I think a lot of the criticism that comes with this shoe is the fact that I think that everyone expected this shoe to be like top tier. It checks all the boxes for a daily, so on and so forth. For me, I feel like it does. It has a soft foam, and I'm going to be upfront and let you know, I don't know anything about drop. I don't know anything about stack. I don't know anything about any of these technical terms yet. I'm sure that will happen over time. But I didn't look into any of that. Honestly, I went for aesthetic. I thought these looked fresh, so I was like, let me cop them. It turned out that when I got them, I fell in love with this pair of shoes. So this is my daily. I wear this shoe more than I wear any other shoe as I'm out there running. And honestly, I feel like it's fast. I feel like it's cushioned and it's breathable. And yeah, I couldn't ask for a better daily. So this is the one that I frequent. Now, for my long/easy runs, and I could have watched way too many hype videos, or I'm just following the hype, and I want y'all to guess what y'all may think this shoe is. Leave it in the comments. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Yes, you're right. It is the Nike Vomero Premiums. I probably spent way too much money on this shoe. Is it worth it? From my understanding, you can get almost the same ride from this shoe as you can get from the Vomero 18 or the Vomero Plus. So I would be interested to see what those shoes feel like. But the problem is I already own these, so I'm not going to go and buy another pair of the Vomeros in order to compare them. Unless Nike, if you want to send me a pair, I don't have an issue with that. I'm not saying you have to, but my address, if you want to reach out, my Instagram is Lamont_Cordell. Hit me up, and if you want to send me a pair of shoes so I can test drive them, I'd appreciate that. But these are amazing. I don't think there's anything negative that I could say about these shoes. They are a bit heavier than what you would want for a running shoe, but I think that's the idea behind it. Is you're going to be Cadillacing in this shoe. But all in all, I have done some I did my half marathon. I just woke up on a whim. I was only supposed to run 7. I ended up running a half marathon, and I ran it in these. And it was a comfortable ride the entire time. 0 complaints. Came back with no pain. Recovered well from it. And yeah, we were good. So this is my long/easy day running pair. And with the drum roll, the shoes that I bought for the races that I'm going to run, especially my marathon. And again, I think I'm going to get some criticism for this because everyone's going to be like, there's so many better marathon running shoes than those. And they were deemed, let's see if you can guess which shoe they are based off of the statement. They were deemed as the slow man's marathon shoe. If you guessed the New Balance SC Elite, you are correct. So this shoe is a purchase based off of what I felt in the Rebel 5s. I enjoyed the ride that I had in the Rebel 5s. So when I started looking at marathon shoes or shoes that you would wear for race day, you know, of course you got your Vaporflies, or no, not your Vaporflies. I think it's Alpha Flies. whichever of those it is. Y'all know better than I do. But you have the Nike variation of that. You have some Asics that are fantastic from my understanding, like the Metaskies or something like that. You have the Adidas variation of, the marathon shoe. And this one seemed to be the bottom of the barrel. And like I said, they called it the Slow Man's Marathon shoe. I took it out and I ran the fastest 5K that I've ran, or 3 miles that I've ran in a long time. I don't remember the time. I'll try and pull it up on my Strava and post it so y'all can see. But it was the fastest time that I've ran in a long time. So with the plate that's in this, the cushion that's on them, the lightweight, the breathability, I recommend this shoe. I really do. So I'd be interested to see what some of those other marathon shoes feel like. But again, I've already bought this one, so it's the one that I'm going to wear until I wear this one out. And then I'll try something else potentially, unless, this doesn't fail me, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And last but not least, and then I'm going to stop running my mouth, this one. This one's following the hype train. Once again, I had to have been following the hype train. I had to have watched one too many videos on Instagram about running shoes, and somehow these magically appear at my door. Honestly, it's because I seen the colorway. This shoe in particular has some of the most amazing colorways, and then it's hyped up so much, and it's been deemed the shoe of the year. I assume that you know what I'm talking about based off that statement alone, but it is the Adidas Evo SL. All right, so this is the shoe that when I posted about it on my Instagram, that everyone was like, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it. And if I'm being perfectly honest, this shoe is amazing. It really is. It doesn't beat my Rebels though. And there's one reason for that. I know I'm going to get some flack for that in the comments. The only reason it doesn't beat out my Rebels, and I have worn these as much as I wore my Rebels, is because Rebels come in a wide toe box if you want them. If Adidas were to make these Evo SLs in a wide toe box, I don't know that I would find a better shoe, right? They're comfortable, they're breathable, they're lightweight, same as what I feel about the Rebels. The cushion is amazing. If I'm not mistaken, they have their premium cushion within this shoe, so you're talking about some of the softest foam that they have in their shoes in what would be considered a daily shoe, and at a discounted rate. These are cheaper than what I paid for my Rebel 5s, right? So when it's all said and done, I love this shoe. I love running in it. I love the aesthetic of it. You can wear something simple, throw these on, and it pops, right? And like I said, they have plenty of other colorways that really, really do bring attention to your feet. So enjoy this shoe. We'll continue running in this shoe. Adidas, if I had one recommendation, and if it means anything to y'all from someone as with as small of an account and new to running as me, a wide toe box would do this shoe so much service. But that is my running rotation. Like I said, I'm going to stop running my mouth now. Please leave in the comments what you think about the rotation that I have actively, and what I could remove or implement, and honestly any running advice, man. So form advice, program advice, nutritional advice. My goal is to run a marathon, and I also have a goal of, again, at the latter half of my career at 38 years old, running a 300 PFT again. And I don't know that watching the movie 300 is going to cut it this time. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. You're not required to do so, but please stick around. I would love for you all to continue to grow on this journey with me as I pursue the goal of running a marathon and running a 300. That's all I got. Yeah. Until next time, y'all. Peace out.